Hello. I wanted to check on a report number that I had February. Haven't heard anything back yet.
Do you want a copy?
Sure.
What's the VIN number?
240 2000 77960.
And you said you wanted like an update on it?
Well, I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
It was in February. Submitted evidence.
Huh?
I submitted evidence
Okay.
in the form of a video, which was fairly
Alright, we'll see. We'll look it up.
revealing. Can I have my ID back?
Huh?
Can I have my ID back?
We just need to verify for the report. Is that okay?
Sure.
You'll be getting it back, I promise. Ready, Beth? So, Detective Velasco was the owner of this case. We wrote down his phone number for you. If you just want to leave your message and make sure to reference this number, he can get back to you, okay?
This was over 2.5 months ago.
Mm-hmm. So, you would be the one to call.
Well, I received a call. I wondered if you could verify that a phone number belongs to a member of OBMPD.
What's the phone number?
725-225-9290.
Did that number say that they were from the department?
Yes and no.
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know that that's the phone number you would call in reference to this case.
Can you verify if that phone number belongs to any employee of the police force?
That's not one of our desk extension numbers, and I'm not allowed to give out any officer's personal cell phone numbers.
Can you tell me the date that this Detective Blasco was assigned to that case?
We don't see when they're assigned. It just says case details, and it just shows him as the owner of the case.
The case has been dismissed, yes? Can you confirm that?
That would
Or
be
dropped?
for him to confirm or deny.
As I said, nobody's called me. So, do you have any kind of records at all about, obviously the evidence was received, I have receipt of that. Can you tell me if anything at all has been done with the case? Because I was at the substation on Fremont Street where the incident
You
happened.
took the report, correct?
Yes. And they didn't give me any name of a detective, even though I asked.
So
And I have that on video.
When we do the reports here, it still has to go through and get approved by our supervisor, and I'm guessing their supervisor, and then it gets routed to the lieutenants. They say yes, and then the detectives get the case. So it's not something that happens right away. It usually takes 5 to 10 days to be assigned to a detective. So if you had asked when you filed the report for your detective, they wouldn't have had one yet.
No, that doesn't make sense. I have reason to believe that this detective would have been assigned within the last 2 weeks. Only.
That's fine. I'm just letting you know that when you went to the
Which is
substation,
2
when you
months
filed it,
after.
they wouldn't have had a detective right away. So I'm just letting you know that that's a detective that's now on the case.
That was over 2 months after the incident, though.
Okay.
It wasn't right away. And now
Well,
it's almost
that's
2.5
a detective
months.
on the case. Okay. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah. Would you mind if I talk to your supervisor in the pink there?
Okay.
Hi there. If you remember, I talked to you January 19th. Do you mind if I have your name and badge number?
No problem.
And you remember, you read off a report from an incident back in June.
A little bit, yeah.
You said that it said and that somebody reported that I had a gun.
Yeah, and I could have told you.
Are you willing to give me any more information about that I haven't already gained? But you do confirm that you,
Pardon me?
but you remember reading that off
I
of the
remember it, but I
report.
I can't disclose it
Appreciate it.
or disseminate it if that's what you're asking. So if you want to talk to Inspector Blasco about that one, you have.
Oh, no, this has nothing to do with that,
Okay,
nothing at
nope,
all.
Nope, I can't tell you anything else.
And like I was asking her before, this Detective Blasco,
Yep.
I have reason to believe would have been assigned within the last 2 weeks at the most. Can you confirm that? Even though the incident itself happened, and I got an evidence request and submitted my evidence within 12 hours of the incident. I have received nothing. I've received nothing at all from anybody, except a very suspicious phone call from a number I can give you, 725-225-9290, which I also asked her if she could confirm belonged to any officers.
If it was an officer calling from their personal or their business cell, I can't disclose it.
I can tell you that he said he
You
was
didn't leave a
not
message?
a detective.
Didn't leave
I
a
spoke to him directly.
Okay, if you spoke to him directly.
You're awesome. Appreciate it.
That number has been impossible to get a hold of anybody on the other end of ever since that very suspicious call.
So let me explain something about PD detectives. PD detectives, they work day and night. The DPD detectives are responsible for every single thing that happens within downtown area command patrol area. So if the detectives work day shift and they come in, and I think they come in about 7. If detectives come in and there's a stabbing, a shooting, a robbery, they have to respond. It's policy and protocol, they have to respond to scenes like that. So a lot of times when you're trying to call a day shift person and you don't get them, or you try to continue to get them and they don't, you leave messages, because a lot of times they're not in the field. Our squads aren't that big, we only cover downtown area, but when there's a major event, they must be on scene. So yesterday there was a homicide. They were on scene for 14 hours, which is longer than their shift. So that's why a lot of times
Which
when
is
you
serious.
call and you don't get an answer right away, you have to leave a message, or you're, trying to find out what's going on and you keep leaving messages. We sympathize in the fact that you can't get through to them, but a lot of times they're not here. So right now I could probably walk back there and not find anybody, or find a sergeant and no staff.
This was a violent assault in the middle of Fremont Street within full view of cameras. I have 2 officers in Fremont Police Substation saying that they didn't find anything. And that was at the time of
It happened February
the
22nd
report.
at Binion's,
That's right.
and Fremont Street officers took it at the station,
Yes.
and
If you know my social media, you might know that I've got a video of the incident itself.
did you tell Blasco that?
Well, I've never heard of Blasco because nobody's ever contacted me. What I did do is receive a evidence request, and I submitted the same video that's been public for 2.5 months. It's public.
I mean, you can call Blasco and let him know that you've got video. I mean,
I already submitted it.
submitted
I
it.
submitted it within a few hours of the incident.
Who did you submit it to?
The name on the request was A. Tron. Tron,
That was the officer at Fremont Street.
yes, and he was the name on the evidence request portal request, which I provided the video with immediately. Again, that would be February 22nd, the same date as the assault itself. I don't expect anything to be done, of course, because, as you know, I'm a second-class citizen.
Officer Tran said you did have video, but he didn't say anything about.
No, I
the video.
doubt he
All right,
would.
He did say you had video, but that's all it said.
He said I did have video.
Yep, he said that you videoed the officers, and that's all he put.
Videoed
Videoed
the
the interaction with
officers.
the officers.
What officers?
Yep.
I videoed the interaction with the criminals, the ones who assaulted me.
So So that's why.
So he didn't even watch the video, obviously.
He doesn't state that.
It's an interesting
He just
detail.
states in here that you had video of the interaction.
If he indeed watched it, and that is an accurate description, the only thing he could possibly be referring to is a 3-minute interaction with 5 Fremont Street security guards who responded because people on the street called them, and by the time I'd gotten up, they were already there. But there were no police officers. There never were.
Do we know what?
There were no police officers. There were 5 Fremont Street security guards.
At the time of this incident?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's impossible that I could have filmed them.
Our officers at Fremont Street can't have, they're light duty officers, so that's why they're not in uniform, because they can't have. And that's why they have to stay by. They're kind of like we are. They have to stay by the glass. We can't have interaction either. So that's why if you went in there, like they didn't come out or do anything.
He said but you just said that in my video it showed officers. That's not accurate. I'm saying that he would have been talking about Fremont Street security guards. And I would like a copy of that, obviously, but
Didn't he give you a copy of the report the day you were in there?
No, because I've never
If you
received...
report that day, he would have given you a copy.
No.
Where, you know...
My report that I wrote.
You know, when we do a report, when the person leaves the station, we have to give them a copy of the report.
Well, that's the funny thing. For me, apart from the one time that I went to headquarters, this is my report. That's the kind of report that I'm given because I'm a second-class citizen. That's opposed to, of course, the normal kind of report that people you actually respect and give their rights to. For example, this is a real kind of one that I'm supposed to get if my rights are respected. This is the report that Mark Nemchek filed against me falsely for stalking.
How'd you get a copy?
I'm a citizen journalist and I have sources.
Well, then you can get your own copy then.
This is what I was trying to show you on
I
January
know,
19th.
and I told you that day
when you ignored me.
that I don't know.
Where
why
did I
you have
get this?
You technically should not have that.
Wouldn't you like to know?
You're violating policy, you're violating our policy and dissemination guidelines, FEMA data on statutes.
Arrest me.
You know, Mr. Cates, if we're gonna do this, then we're gonna be done.
Really?
Obviously.
It's called citizen journalism. It's called citizen journalism,
My
actually.
interaction with
I do
you
have a right to
always-
have it.
You've always been confrontational.
I do have a right to have it. I haven't revealed my source of
Do you want a
it.
copy of this report?
I haven't revealed my source of this, and I have every right to have it.
Do you want a copy of your report? It's $12
Yes.
debit or credit.
What is in the report?
Your battery report. You didn't get a copy of your battery report from this event?
I've never received any copies of my battery reports.
We're not gonna send you
For
anything.
any
It's
of the
your responsibility on your
yourself.
case to figure out what's going on with it. And it's your responsibility to keep up on your case to make sure it's open, closed, been submitted, or whatever the detective has decided to do.
That's not true. And second, like I told you, I received a call, which I know to
Then call the
be,
number back.
which I know to be a member of the force.
Call the number back,
I did.
okay?
I have regularly. It's always did.
Okay, well then, I don't know whose number it is. The only thing I can tell you is
And you can't
Detective Blasco has
and if
the
I give
case.
it to you, you can't confirm it.
I cannot tell you what the phone number,
Why
whose
not?
it is, I cannot.
Do you want it just for kicks? You're not even curious? Because I have an idea who it is.
No, that's your information.
And I have a recording of that phone call.
Is it, the only thing, we are not allowed by policy to give out the detectives or the officers' phone numbers.
If you think
The
this
only thing
might,
we can give you is what the contact number is for the station. So that's Detective Blasco's desk phone number. That goes straight to his desk. I cannot give you his cell, I can't give you anybody else's cell. It's a violation of policy. So, is there anything else I can do for you?
yeah, I would like to have a sit-down one of these days with somebody from Downtown Area Command to go over a lot of stuff. If you think this is something I'm not supposed to have, or you wouldn't expect me to have, that's just the tip of the
It's just
iceberg.
unusual to see a suspect come walking in your paperwork. That they shouldn't have.
But you're sidestepping my point. I was never, and this is the same number, by the way, as that one. You see how different they are, right?
And?
Well, why does Mark Nimchuk, who's a notorious convicted criminal and responsible for other unrelated assaults against me, get a real report, but I only get this kind of report, which is not even a report, it's just a piece of paper with a number.
Well, like I said, if you want a copy of the report, I can give you a copy of the report. It's $12 debit or credit.
Really? Did Mark Nimchuk pay $12 for that? He did not.
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. And I can prove it. I have
Okay, you
another.
prove anything you want. Do you want a copy of this or not? Because I'm getting done with this.
Yeah, I'd like it for free.
Okay, $12 or debit or credit, and then the card has to have your name on it.
I already know what it says.
You did the report, okay, it's up to you. Whatever you want. If you want a copy of it, I told you what you needed. Is there that's it.
Yeah, I'll take a
That,
copy of it.
that, it's unusual for us to see suspects to have their paperwork from a victim.
Well, it's unusual for a guy who made national news for one of the most notorious
Listen, you're
cons in
living the
America.
past. You need to let it go.
In
You're
the
living
past?
in the past. You sit
No.
there and talk about the stolen valor.
Yeah,
You made a big deal
that's
about
right.
it. I've told you again and again.
It
on
is
the
a big
phone
deal.
and in person.
It is a big deal.
We have nothing to do with stolen valor. That is a federal crime. We don't do federal crime.
This is about-
We will never do a federal crime.
You know as well as I do that
No, I
the
don't.
crime is fraud, not stolen valor.
I don't care.
The crime is also violent assault that he's on camera instigating, where he's pointing directly at me.
Okay, so-
And Brandon Acosta comes out and gives me death threats.
Okay, so, and you are trespassed for your attitude towards it,
No,
Walgreens towards
no,
customers.
no, what I'm talking about has nothing to do
Really?
with the
'Cause
trespassing from Walgreens.
My understanding happened with you saying he got stolen valor and you making a big deal out of it on.
Really? Because I have a video of that trespassing in the Walgreens.
Great, I saw it too, and you know what, it's very redacted.
What does it
It's
show?
Very,
What does it show?
I saw it on, and it's very redacted.
Which
and
one?
it's very,
Which one did you saw the?
edited.
You saw
to
the
your-
trespassing.
To your side of the story.
Yeah.
You cut off a lot of things when people are talking.
No, that's not the video I'm talking about. And I have posted all my videos in both
I've
edited
only seen one.
and unedited
I've only seen the one, and
versions.
that was only
Because
one.
people have short attention spans, I make an edited version, but I always put the unedited version.
Okay, well, that's
So you need to
fine.
do your homework.
So what else can I do for you, Mr. Case? Because
Sherlock?
I've got stuff I've got to get done. And we close in an hour.
Well, I just want you to acknowledge that the trespassing in the Walgreens is on video, and it shows me walking into the Walgreens where I was not trespassed from, where I was in fact, have another video where I was in there because I was picking up my last pay only 7 hours before. As soon as I stepped foot in the Walgreens, the security guard, Sanchez, who was brainwashed, a little bit like you, by Nimchuk, to believe his lies,
I could
grabs me.
about your problem.
No,
and
it's-
Mr.
it's-
Numchuck's problem.
But just listen, he grabs me and handcuffs me and says, "You know you've been trespassed, right?"
You don't even trespass.
But I was not trespassed.
Really?
Yes, really.
Okay, so when were you officially trespassed from Walgreens?
As soon as Sanchez said that and grabbed me and put me in handcuffs.
And then officers arrived, and then the trespass was done, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he must have already.
If you
been
watch the
told-
video and read the description, you'd know
He
that.
must have already been told, when you come in, this is what you need to do.
Well,
So he's
Sanchez,
taking direction from probably management at Walgreens.
well, he's actually in big trouble because you know as well as I do that even if somebody is trespassed, you have to inform them before you grab them and put them in handcuffs. And even if I had been trespassed, he would still have to have said,
Well, then civilly
Leave
sue
the
for violating-
store.
Then civilly sue for violating your rights.
"Oh, I am," but just like you guys, I'm working around toward Arcadia security in concentric circles, and I'm not living in the past because this takes a heck of a long time
You
to
seem to be,
get.
you
Well, see,
seem to be kind of festering on all these.
I'm living in the past because I'm gathering evidence against you and your corruption,
Thank you. Have a good day. Now that
and
we're
it takes a
done.
long time because
So
you're
now-
so corrupt. There's so much evidence to gather.
Okay, thanks. Have a good day. We're done. You said what you had to say, so we're done. You can either, it's $12 debit or credit if you want a copy of the report. If not,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, I'll take a copy of that report,
All right, no problem.
and I'll get a refund later.
Thank you.
Here's my card. Can I have that report?
Hold on a minute.
I'd also like a copy of some other reports.
Which, is it for the Jonathan case?
That's me. Here we go. I like this one also. And this one, of course, the one she already mentioned.
You said this one also?
Yeah.
This number I have, so I only have two, so you only need is two, right?
Yes.
So total will be $24 and it's only debit or credit, okay? The card just needs to have your name on it, okay?
Is there actually a report for that one, or am I just going to get a blank sheet of paper?
For which one?
This one.
No, they both have the report. Let me just double check, okay? For 17. Okay, it's an actual report. So give me.
We have two more also.
Okay.
This one?
You want me to make sure that it has a report?
Yeah. Although it'll be the worst money I ever spent, in the sense it's not, and this report is not going to be the one I submitted, right? It's going to be written by a detective, presumably?
It's gonna be however it was taken, I'm just printing it.
How about this one too? I'll get refunded for all of them anyway. And this one. And one more, but I can give you the number.
How about? What's the number?
230-700-115261.
I would have to go through and see, but the last number you just gave me, let me double check, okay?
Maybe I still have my ID.
She didn't give it back to you?
Oh, no, there it is.
You have it?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second. So this one right here is for the request for the CAD. Since you can't get the report, it'll give you, it's the exact same thing almost, just like the CAD numbers. Right here it has the records, or if you want to do the radio, you can request each one, right there. So that's the form for that one. You got it? Is that different? You said you talked to Officer Barrett face to face?
No, Mark Nemchik did.
Huh?
No, Mark Nemchik did. It says in the report that he wrote that he couldn't write, so they had a recorded interview, which I've never had, by the way.
Was it through body one cam or recorded, what number is that? 5281. 5269.
But like Jackson said, I'm not supposed to have this. Kennedy, sorry. Why did I get the presidents mixed up? By the way, whatever she might have told you about Mark Nemchek or myself, don't believe it.
Oh, I'm just here to print the reports out for you.
She didn't say anything for a while.
Let me see.
I can read it out to you. Officer R. Barrett, badge number 15243, operating as 2ALD, conducted.
So that wasn't through body cam, that's a recorded.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
It says, conducted a recorded, taped interview with Nemchik, Mark,
It's not,
82846.
it's not through, body cam, it was like one of the, in the bathroom.
It says a recorded, taped interview, but I assume it's not an actual tape.
I don't know. So here's the form if anything is body worn camera. I don't know if you want the form.
I'm requesting a recorded taped interview that's mentioned in the...
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, in reference to the
report.
body-worn camera. Like, I don't know if you want it. If you don't want it, I can take it.
I would actually need, like...
No, I understand, but I'm talking about, like, separate from your incident right now.
No, I'm just thinking of how many of these I would want. Would I have to submit a separate one for each incident?
That I don't know. I think there's contact information there for who you need to speak to.
It seems to be so. If that is the case, I would need at least 30 of these.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to give that to you. So you would have to do it online. I can't give you, like,
If each body cam requires one form,
Okay, but I wouldn't be able to give you that.
30 pages of this?
well, you see all the incidents there. Yes. There's also
So you need 6.
There's also another incident, which I have on video of my own. There's also another incident that I was not arrested for, when I was handcuffed on Fremont Street as a result of a false police report made by Mark Nimchik against
you know the
me.
date?
Yes, it was July 29th. It's very well documented, and it's very
It's not one of these?
No, because I was not arrested. And here's the kicker.
Okay.
When I was let out of the handcuffs, and I asked two officers, Ballinger and Brewer, who are neck deep in complicity with Nimchik. When I asked them for an incident number, they gave a false one. Because I have video of me asking for it, and then I have video of sitting right here the next day, and they confirmed that's a fake number.
What number?
122-4860.
For that, accident, the incident?
Yes. I was minding my own business in the middle of Fremont Street. One of Nimchik's people who was living with him at the time was watching a TikTok live I was doing. He informed Nimchik, and Nimchik informed his buddies who worked at Arcadia Security, because he uses them to launder that kind of false information about me at the time.
You said it was on Fremont and...
Not Casino Center, or maybe it was Casino. It was in front of the Golden Nugget. Is it Casino Center? It's in the description on, if you go to Exposing Mark Nimchik. You can even see Kennedy, the supervisor, telling a very blatant series of lies back in January, right over there. But the exact
Golden Nugget is the Casino Center in Fremont.
Casino Center, yeah, that was right. But you won't find an incident number because the point is that they're covering it up. They don't want it to be...
January?
No, that's July 29th of last year.
July, month, year.
But you won't find anything about it except my video. The 119 date is when Kennedy, your supervisor, is telling a series of lies and being exposed for them.
But your name should be on it, right?
No, because police buried it and pretended it never happened, even though it's on camera. I was swarmed by 8 to 10 police officers in the middle of Fremont Street while doing absolutely nothing. They asked me a series of questions about having a gun, which of course I did not. That was a false report that Mark Nimchik laundered through his paid stooges who worked for Arcadia Security. This is all confirmed by the guy living with Nimchik at the time.
It could be a massager, it could be anything, it's something that vibrates.
He told Arcadia security guards to call police and to tell them that I was threatening people with a gun on Fremont Street. That is why police approached me in mass, put me in handcuffs, and then let me out after 10 minutes when they realized there was no evidence. And
I believe that if they
I have to assume when they found out and had egg on their faces that they had been conned yet again by Mark Nimchik.
So it's hard to not get
You had
help,
nothing on you.
you know?
No. Never had anything on me.
You said one, what date were you looking for? 7?
July 29th.
I don't have anything for you.
I know you don't. I have it. It's on video. That's why they gave the false number in the video. But I'm saying there are body cam records.
There's been people I know people, they've been here for most of their lives. This one person, like literally, for the past 3 nights, 4 nights,
So was this 2 days after
since that night that he slept next to me,
the last report?
sleep all night, because something was telling me don't go to sleep. Now when I woke up,
No, you're probably thinking of July 22nd.
happened again. No, he's not doing me, no.
What happened 2 days before?
No, because you said July 29th, right?
July 29th.
That report right there was 2 days before.
Ah, yes, Mark Nimchik's report. That's right.
That's why I was asking, was it the same? Because when I put in, I get that address, I don't get.
Yeah, see, Mark Nimchik is a notorious con artist who made national news, and he was running the same scam on Fremont Street. I exposed him. He retaliated against me with the help of police, who he had brainwashed to believe his lies, even though he'd already made national news about being a charity for 9/11 victims, which is the same thing he was doing on Fremont Street, and being a Navy SEAL, which is not a crime in itself, but it's called stolen valor. But yeah, 2 days before that, and they are connected,
Oh, okay.
but only in terms of my investigation.
Can I search for it? Because I have.
So it may actually just be the same call and they just, update it, is what I was
Next
thinking.
day, I have
So like if it's the same day, and it's coming like a day apart or 2 days apart, it's probably, they just probably added more notes to the original instead of creating a whole new tab.
it's not all that, but.
Because you were referring to the prior day of what happened, they may have just added to that
You know what I mean?
instead of creating new.
No, you won't find any record of the handcuffing of me on July 29th, except in my video of it. They've buried it. That's why they gave the false report number. Because they were put up to it by Mark Nimchik, the guy who filed this false stalking charge
So the
against me.
police gave you a fake number?
Yes, it's on video. And I was in here the next day, and I said, well, I want to get some information on this handcuffing from last night. They gave me this number, which is on video. Brewer and Ballinger, 122-4860. And the guy who's sitting right where you are right now looked at me and he said, 122-4860.
4860?
Yeah, go on my social media and watch the video yourself. I submitted it, by the way, to Internal Affairs and then Citizens Review Board, and they buried it 10 feet underground.
The recording? That's too many numbers.
My report, it's too few numbers because it's a fake number.
Oh, because, no, we go back at these numbers, kind of, so. I wonder
They
if
both said it. One of them said it once, the other one repeated it 2 times. I have thought of that myself, that it was only part of a number, but obviously that led to nothing. They made it up off the top of their heads at the time to try to get rid of me.
And they both remembered it?
Look at the video yourself if you don't believe me. To find any of the videos, you just put in the date in that format. So if you go to Exposing Mark Nimchik on YouTube, for example, and you put in 7-29-23, you'll see that video. This one that I wrote, 11924, is your corrupt supervisor, Kennedy, who's been covering for Nimchik ever since the first day I identified him. On that date, she's caught in several lies. On video, right there. I know this is a lot to lay on you, but yeah, your department's corrupt to the core, and it's a national news story.
So I'm gonna start on printing these ones for you. That one right there, the body cam video. Does it? Let me see. Can I read that? I don't know if you're supposed to, let me make sure you're not supposed to fax it in if you determine this one is going to be used to request body cam video. And the people, let's see, remote control of Las Vegas. Body cam. In-person thing is completed upon we have quarters. Electronically, use the link. Oh, okay. So you have three options, actually, it says. So the first one is you can fax this to this number. This one you can do it online, or you can take this one to the main building at headquarters.
Yeah, I know. I've submitted them online.
Okay, so
I've been
that
stonewalled.
That one has three options.
I didn't tell you that, but
Oh.
yeah, like I said, I've submitted the requests online. I've been stonewalled for all of this, and been stonewalled.
Hold on to those are your copies, okay?
That's what makes it part of this. That's what makes it a story.
Oh, okay.
The body cams of that night wouldn't reveal much because, like I said, I have the video myself. But the fact that they wouldn't even acknowledge they existed
This is where the problem came in at.
is pretty damning.
Okay. Just give me a second, okay? Let me go print them out for you, okay?
All right.
Since I thought the characters were real.
I heard from attorney that it's being still produced.
I actually have no idea what, this is all my first step in the whole process. But that'd be great.
Yeah, I think that some attorneys offer like for a couple days, I don't know, I don't know any of the names or.
Right. My next step,
Yeah, I think that some attorneys offer like for a couple days, I don't know, I don't know any of the names or.
right. My next step was, legal aid after this, but I think they're closed. And then they're closed tomorrow too, so I have to do it Monday. Right after this, but I think they're closed. And then they're closed tomorrow too, so I have to do it Monday. And then they're closed tomorrow too, so I have to do it Monday. No, I got married, yes. I got married, yes. And if you get your record sealed, would that qualify as people for background checks and stuff? Because it's, yeah, here, let me pull up the photo. Because I took a stuff. Like, I mean, who wouldn't want to live in a separate area? But it says, basically everyone will do perform a background check and stuff. And if you get your record sealed and stuff, that should be able to go underneath that, right?
So it depends, when it comes to sealing records, it depends on, because sometimes they will accept sometimes they won't. But if you seal the records, that means that whatever charges you have on them, they're going to get released.
Okay,
That's what it is.
okay.
Let me give you another name. Yeah, so
These are just resources that, what type of resources, just living, everything?
Yeah,
Okay.
depends what, like, if you want to conceal your records, you don't need, if you need filters, they'll help you move tools, they'll help you. I think they even help you like find jobs.
Okay.
I don't know what's all in there, but yeah.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm writing a lot of it, so I kind of sidetracked from that event. But it's like a serial of events. I don't want to just even finish this, but I want to show you this. I want to show you the recording. I know you want to leave. I know, but I was asleep. Right. And it's like, the way what he's saying, like, and you can hear me snoring. So, I'm going to have to come back with a special clip of it.
Well, you would come back if it does anything that's wrong.
Like what specifically?
Well, it has to be like all you guys
I know. But he's saying like shove it in more. So he's telling the girl to do something. But I don't know what exactly. They're putting more plaster on my face, like smashing it down. Because they've been doing some mean shit to me. And I really don't know who to run to. I'm really don't. And they all like, they're all, I feel like they all know what they're doing and nobody's telling me. I have to figure out on my own, but I don't know what to do.
like you know these people by name, like
Yeah. This is yeah. Michael, it starts with M. Murray. Mike Murray. He's been laying down next to me for 3 days. You know, the day that I started to do that shit, like, it just nonstop. I really I need to show them. Who can I speak to show them what exactly they're doing?
So right now,
Because it never.
so there's no one you can speak to right now. What I was telling you earlier is that you're gonna have to report
So there's no way, like, an investigator, like, to investigate who they are, because it's a group of people. My language. But it's like more like gang stuff, it's more like gang, like, what is it called? Like, no, it's, what is it called? Gang law. Like, sign up, like, where they see the email, and then they, you know, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking like if they're hiring like my name so they won't look for me. Because I'm trying to go to shelters and it's just like they stick people in all the way around. Yeah. I'm a calling and see you honestly, I don't know. Sorry about that. I really wanted you to hear that part, but I'm moving around. Yeah. I feel like a loser now. Thank you. Excuse me.
Hi. I'm just going to have this process. It's a exact report.
Okay. Is it, okay.
Okay, all right, thank you. Huh?
All right.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry, no American Express.
Oh.
You don't take American Express.
And
They did
let me just confirm that you've got that report for LLV
it's just the last one that had,
21, but the 23-11-000-31972. This one. ends with 31972.
I have that one.
So I'm getting a copy of that report.
You get a copy of all these,
And
and just not the last one. Remember the one that we were.
what I'd kind of like to do before I get that, could you read off a portion of it to me?
Once you order it, we just have to print it and give it to you. But like your socials, any identifiers is taken out of it. Like there's no socials, no birthdays, no addresses, anything of that nature is in it. I can't let you know that.
Is there a description of, wait, well, there's a different, okay. There's another one. There's another one. It's related to the same.
All the ones that you gave me, I wrote down, I printed.
Yeah, I know.
7960, 972, 962, 608, 9348, and only one was the last one, the one that I gave you the paper to order the body cam.
I wasn't thinking of it because it's directly related to this same thing.
Huh? I can't hear you.
I wasn't thinking of it because it's directly related to this. Would it be possible to look up another event number if I give you the date?
The date?
Yeah. And my name. June 22nd.
When I look under your name, it's only all of these ones.
No, there's
They have
definitely,
reports.
no, there's definitely one more.
Unless it was just a call, it wasn't an actual report.
It has an LLV number.
Huh?
It has an LLV number. It has an LLV number.
No, yeah, everything has an LLB number, but sometimes they're not reports. Maybe it was like a red card, or it was a tag, or maybe it was just a call or an interaction. Everything is logged through an LLB number. So it doesn't necessarily have a report, that's what I'm telling you. These ones all have a report. Like when I went and checked, these all had a report.
The main one I'm interested, though, in getting. I've been sitting there all this time.
Huh?
I've been sitting there all this time and didn't even think of it. Because it's on a white card, it's not on this kind of report.
Yeah, it's like one of those little square ones.
Yeah.
The little ones, yeah. Those would be like, they're not a full report, it's just a red card.
That report is one that Supervisor Kennedy read off of the computer,
Read off of the computer.
which I have a video recording of her doing
That's the one
back
that
on
said
January 19th.
that. Do you have that number?
Yes. Yes.
The last, is this number correct? Is this the last number you just gave me?
230-600-1063. Yep.
There's nothing in our system under this number.
That's impossible.
This was the one that you just told me that wasn't on my list. You said you found another one? This was the one I was locating. This one's not in the system.
No, that's a different one. The one I told you that's not on the list, but is the
Yeah, this
one.
was the one that you just was looking at the video and giving me the number just now?
No, it's different. That one, I can give you the number of that one.
No, you just told me you need to find another one. That one, you just said that you couldn't do anything for that one right there.
Yeah,
That one. But this one was one that you had just looked on your phone
yeah.
and gave me. This
Yeah.
one, it's not in the system.
That's very funny. You know why? Because I have Kennedy on video reading from it, because I give her that exact number on video.
Okay.
So thank you very much for confirming that it's been erased from your system, because she said that it involved me having a gun. And then when I asked her, can I have a copy of that report? She says very quickly and very loudly and very rudely, for no apparent reason, no. It's all on video. Thank you very much for confirming that that is not quote unquote in your system, because somebody's taken it out.
So you want the other one?
I want that report number. Thank you very much for telling me that it's not, I can't have a copy of it. It's because it's not in your system. I have Kennedy reading off of it. So it does exist. Where is it? It's gotta be there, right? We literally discussed the details of it, and we just brought it up talking about it here.
Is this the one that was on that video that you told me to look it up?
Yes. Well, I think I said a few of them. That involves a fake trespassing charge in a Walgreens. No. The one I told you about was when Mark Nimchik
No,
told...
this one. That you said that.
That involves a similar situation, both involving lies that Mark Nimchik told Arcadia security guards, yes. But it involves different Arcadia security guards. The one on Fremont Street where I was handcuffed is a different incident from that one, which is when I was handcuffed inside of the Walgreens. The other one was in front of the Golden Nugget, but they both resulted.
When she gave you this number, was this one on the video?
When I gave her that number, I also have a video of that. They both involve Arcadia security guards handcuffing me. One involves police handcuffing me. This one involves Arcadia security guards handcuffing me, but they both result from false reports coming from Mark Nimchik that I had a gun on Fremont Street. But this one most definitely exists. That is a trespassing inside of the Walgreens on June 22nd, which Kennedy read off a clip of, or a part of. And when I asked, can I have a copy of that report? She said no. So that absolutely does exist. And she's in hot water if she doesn't cough it up. Got him. Now this could get pretty interesting pretty fast.
valid number. The only thing is that it doesn't have a report. Remember how I told you everything doesn't have a report?
It does. She read off of it on the screen. She said I had a gun.
It's on the screen.
exists.
There's two different ways. Remember I told you. There's calls and events. Some have reports, some don't. Like if you got that white card, I told you it doesn't have a report. It just has a number. Everything has a number. So this has a number and it's a CAT call. You can actually request it on that form that I gave you a while ago. You can request it.
I've tried. They're stonewalling. The same way when I asked Kennedy there for a copy of that report, she says no.
It's not a,
If it was possible to get it that way, then she would have offered at the time.
No, this is actually a CAT call. I can have even an officer come out and let you know. They can run it. It is a CAT call. Because I explained to you, some calls, like if you call the officer and 911 puts stuff in, everything gets an LV number, even if you get the little red card, because you said you had a red card. So this is for trespassing. So it was put on a white card. That little red card that we talked about, that's this.
It's a fake white card for a trespassing charge made up by a false charge by Mark Nimchik that I had a gun. Yes, because Mark Nimchik told the security guards to tell them I had a gun.
And you have no right to put me on YouTube.
I have every right, actually. First Amendment.
I'm getting an officer, we're done.
It's called the First Amendment.
We're done. Goodbye.
So yeah, do you want this one? It's an actual call. So I wrote all the information down for you. So you can put it on that CAD paper I gave you, and then you can submit it. I can just give you the information that I have. So there's no report.
That's the YouTube.
This one?
That's what she's talking about.
Oh, it's on this YouTube?
Yeah.
I'll look it up later.
So you're not going to give me a copy of that report? What about the
This
others?
one's not a report. That one's a CAD. But all the other ones I have printed and ready to go for you. I printed those ones for you. All the ones except that last one that we discussed that you would have to request through.
Which I already requested and was stonewalled for, yeah. Because Raymond Barrett had an interview with Nimchik.
Give you those ones. Is you're classified as a victim on it?
Yeah. And Raymond Barrett won't even talk to me, by the way. Not only can I not get a copy of what he talked about with Mark Nimchik, when he took that fake stalking charge, he won't even talk to me. That was another thing that Kennedy refused to do. I was asking for a meeting with Barrett because I wanted to know what Nimchik told him in that recording.
Hold on, let me see if I get the right copy. One second.
Well, I'm not really, it's kind of late for that, unless you know somebody who's familiar with any of this, or unless you know Raymond Barrett.
Huh?
Unless you know Raymond Barrett, because
Like he's what?
unless you know Raymond Barrett, and he's willing to talk to me, because anybody who's willing to talk to me is just going to stonewall me. I want to talk to Barrett because he's the one I've been trying to talk to all this time, and who I was asking in the videos you just mentioned. That's who I'm asking to talk to.
That was on the trespassing?
No.
The one who wrote the trespassing part?
No, it's on the fake stalking charge, the fake trespassing. Also a result of Nimchik's lies. The fake trespassing, you see, it's just a mountain of Nimchik lies here, represented by a mountain of paperwork. Raymond Barrett is the detective that took that made a recording of an interview with Mark Nimchik.
Oh, so that's the last 6 months.
Yes, in which I'm the suspect. And by the way, the stalking, if you're interested, was because I was carrying a sign on Fremont Street which told the truth about the national news that Nimchik had made. I also put up a press release with his mugshot, put out by the Attorney General's office of New Jersey. The Attorney General who had made multiple statements to the press about Mark Nimchik, who was then allowed to come to Vegas and continue the scam with impunity for 7 years.
Are you a journalist?
I'm a citizen journalist. I uncovered Nimchik 1 year ago, April 28th, operating that scam, and I was able to identify him based on the writing on the back of his vest, which is anti-Muslim hate speech. It was used during the 9/11 truck, which is what he made national news for. But I'm not on, and of course my social media is called Exposing Mark Nimchik. But since then, since I've driven him off of Fremont Street and the Strip in November, I've mostly been focused on exposing the police and their corrupt complicity with him to cover up his presence and his crimes in retaliation against me and others who exposed him.
Now you expose the police for...
Yes. For example, he's on camera committing violent acts against me and 3 other men who call him out. Again, peacefully, First Amendment rights. And all of those cases were dropped. The police refused to investigate. And he refused to even admit that there was video evidence, which there was. So those other reports I will take. So those other reports I will take.
Get later.
I'll take them now.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here.
Yeah.
That's ready. So it's $60. Did you want to get those ones?
Yes.
Okay. And then if I could just see, oh yeah, Jonathan Gates, go ahead whenever you're ready.
And I just have one more message for Kennedy before I go. Not only do I have the right to put her on YouTube from January, I'm going to post the recording I have of her from today also on YouTube and all of my other social media.
Okay, that one right there for you real fast.
And if she doesn't like it, she needs to get a new job.
Okay.
Hey, you sir?
I'm all right. Just signed my receipt there, waiting to pick up my reports I just paid for.
Okay. Did you get that already or no?
Nope. For some reason, she walked away before I could get that.
So which way are you reporting? Taking off or?
Yeah, unless you want to talk to me.
Okay. No, well, they told me that you're refusing to leave, that's it, that's why I'm here.
I'm refusing to leave? Who said that?
That's what they told me.
Who said that?
The code officer.
She's a liar.
Okay, well,
Nobody-
I'm here to get the whole.
Nobody's ever asked me to leave.
Okay, alright. So we're just waiting on the report and then you'll be taken off?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, awesome.
That's,
Did you get his report already?
Jet, are you saying that Kennedy,
Paid already.
you're saying that Kennedy told you I was refusing to leave?
There's no one in particular that said that. Huh?
It's obviously Kennedy.
Okay, just give
Do
me a
you mind if I have your name and badge number?
Yeah, it's Del Torre.
Del Torre?
Yeah, P number 18010.
18010.
Did you get that?
Oh, take it, yeah, thank you.
Okay. Alright, sir, I got all your reports.
Awesome.
There's 5, I'm not, good 5.
That's
4, 5.
That's what I'm looking for. Let me just run through this real quick. I know you're not supposed to, you usually close it up at 5 and 5:30. Nicholas. 720848 62 and 97. Okay. And
Sorry, give me a second.
And
Go ahead, man.
you can't let me know any more about what was said about my you said refusing to leave, is what I was accused of?
Okay, that's what they told me. The staff said they were refusing to leave. Alright, so I came here to make contact with you.
That's really interesting. Oh, I didn't get my receipt. Thank you.
Alright, so I got here talking to you. You told me that
If
you
Kennedy or anybody ever tells you anything about me, Jonathan Cates, don't believe it. Especially if it's...
So, like I said, I came here, made contact with you. You said that was not the case. You were here waiting for your report.
Sure.
You got it. You said you were going to take off, and that's it. Nothing more.
And that's what I intended to do.
Awesome. You got any big plans for today?
Sorry?
You got any big plans for today?
Yeah.
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 Fun?
More of what I do, a little citizen journalism project called Exposing Mark Nimchek. Ever heard of him?
What is that?
Mark Nimchek is a notorious con artist who was busted 2013 for a scam involving stolen valor, pretending to be a Navy SEAL.
So what year was that?
Well, the scam ran from 2010 to 2012. He was arrested in 2012 and convicted 2013, sentenced 2014. At which time he came out, 2015, he came out to Las Vegas. And he made national news for that scam because he was pretending to be a Navy SEAL and pretending to be a charity for 9/11 victims. He was convicted of theft by deception in New Jersey, fraud, and he was made national news for it. Attorney General of New Jersey himself called him a parasite. Anyway, long story short, end of 2015, or possibly early 2016, he takes up residence here in Las Vegas and proceeds to start up a version of that exact same scam, just without the truck this time, on Fremont Street and the Strip. 1 year ago, plus 2 weeks now, on April 28th, I identified him operating that scam on Fremont Street. You can see everything I'm saying. It's all on Exposing Mark Nimchek, if you want to write that down.
What is it called?
Exposing. My social media, my YouTube's my main platform. Exposing Mark Nimchek, and you gotta spell it right.
Mark, and then spell it?
Nimcz.
CC or ZZ?
C as in cat, Z as in zebra,
Okay.
YK. NIEMCZYK. Anyway, long story short, me and some others, including real Navy SEAL Don Shipley, who exposed him in the first place and made a video about me and what I've been doing here in support of me, managed to drive him off of Fremont Street and stop the disgrace that he was bringing on our nation and community. He took it full time down to the Strip, and we drove him out of there too. So now I'm really, since November, I've been focused on exposing the police for their complicity working with him all those years, because I myself was a victim of violent assaults which he directed and police dropped the investigations into. I could go on and on, but it's all laid out there.
We gotta get going, so we gotta go call it
Okay,
now.
you bet.
But you have a good day, all right?
All right, you too, officers. Very interesting day. Very interesting indeed. I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna start processing this video, even though this live hasn't been going very long. I actually started recording not on live, just on camera. Got a whole lot. Oh hey, Las Vegas tribe. What happened? So I originally, well, I'll break it down. I originally came in to the downtown area command headquarters here, and to talk about actually the video that you commented on. It was that assault on February 22nd with the guys on Fremont Street. That video is pinned. It's called, like, on my profile, it's called, like, Attacked on Fremont Street. And the reason I was in at the police station originally was to talk about that report that I made. Oh, no, actually, I haven't even put up the video of me in the police station after the attack. I was going to do it and add it into the video I just made. Anyway, long story short, I established that basically nothing had been done. The case was ignored. Although a detective called, what is it? That's not important. I'll talk about it later. Was assigned to it, but of course hasn't reached out to me for like, it's been 2.5 months. And I expected it to be dropped, even though that's a violent assault on video. But if you don't have money and power, you don't have any rights here. So they didn't have any intention of investigating it, even though I have it on video, even though it was caught on, 50 cameras from all angles in the middle of Fremont Street. But after that, the same woman who was in the January 19th video, Lisa Kennedy, supervisor at the DTAC, I started to talk to her about the last time we talked. I don't know where to begin. I'll hit you up on Messenger, Las Vegas Tribe. Hi, Felicia. But yeah, just give me a minute because oh, it was so great. I gotta watch the video. It just happened. I gotta process it, and just stay tuned. But she was caught in more attempts to intimidate me and lie. Those 2 police that you might have caught at the end, this is like the least of her problems. But they come up to me and they said, oh, we got a call that somebody was refusing to leave, which of course I was not. That's the exact same thing that happened last time, but on that occasion, police surrounded me in that very police station. You can see it. It's January 19th. Well, I was simply also filing a report and had legitimate business, making a disturbance whatsoever, when I'm suddenly police come up to me and are like, well, you're creating we're told somebody here is creating a disturbance. I'm like, what are you talking about? But this time, oh, it's even better. I'm simply standing there. I just paid for 5 copies of reports, and 3 police come in, 1 uniformed, 2 wearing vests, but no badges or anything. I got the first one's number and name, and they're like, oh yeah, excuse me, sir, like we told you were refusing to leave, but literally everything was on camera, so obviously there was no reason to ask me to leave, and there was nobody ever asked me to leave, and it's just the latest in a long line of clear attempts to lie and intimidate to shut down what I'm doing, which is exposing Mark Nimchik and exposing the police who have been complicit with him. This is probably going to be pretty confusing, even if you have been paying attention to the story, but if you haven't, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I know, but stay tuned. I'm going to process the video, and I'm going to get back to you soon. But now I'm going to get something to eat. I'll talk to you later. last comment. Sorry, I didn't look at the comments. It is corruption. It's absolutely corruption. If not monetary type corruption, then certainly moral corruption on the part of police. And it's been fully exposed and will be even more. Also stay tuned because I've got my trial coming up on the 14th for trespassing in another police station. That would be the substation of Downtown Area Command, whereas this is the headquarters of Downtown Area Command. And I haven't put out anything on that for a long time, but I've got a lot to talk about there too. All right. Oh, internal affairs? Are you joking? I've done that with every case that I've had here. They don't investigate it, and they do what they do. Despite all evidence that I present to them, they kick it over to CRB, Citizens Review Board, which is, despite its name, is not run by citizens at all, but police. And that's not my opinion. You can look at the prominent local legal scholars, lawyers, UNLV law school officials who have said as much, that CRB is just worthless. CRB works for the police. And it's where complaints against police go to be unalived. Oh, it's a public place. How are you trespassing? That was, again, on the Fremont Street substation back in November 10th or November 11th. Well, you can watch the video of it. It is a public place, and that's a big part of my defense. There was no reason to trespass me. I was there to get answers about a whole rack of issues. Watch the video for yourself. I have the last 10 minutes posted before the arrest. I also have the entire video, which sad to say I have still not gotten around to posting. But I have to do that anyway. I have to do that because the trial that it relates to is on the 14th in only 5 days. So, but yeah, long story short, why was I trespassed from that substation? Simply because I was asking uncomfortable questions. And they didn't want to answer them, and they didn't want to be confronted with the truth. But watch the video and judge for yourself. Did you ever get get your head checked? There are so many threads to this to tie together. It does seem like I am going from one thing to another sometimes, but just look at the evidence for yourself. And I guess wait until I can tie it all together with a bow and neatly. But if you simply look at the evidence, I think you'll come to the conclusion that it's a story that's stranger than fiction. And if I was on the outside of it, I would think that I was completely insane too, because it just doesn't make sense, a lot of it, and yet it is what it is. It's the camera doesn't lie, the facts don't lie, the documents and emails and everything else that I've put out don't lie. Interviews with Nemchek associates, past and former, or past and present. That's all I can say to that. Yeah, that guy did that punch on Fremont Street. That was on February 22nd. That's what's pinned on my profile now. One of the 3 videos that's pinned. And that's what I originally went into the station to inquire about, because police have obviously dropped that case. It's been almost 2.5 months without any contact. And it's the same as the other assaults. That one was not related to Nimchik. Although never say never in this town. But no, it wasn't related to Nimchik. But the other assaults against me most definitely were, because they said they were doing it for Nimchik. Well, they were intimidating and threatening and assaulting me. Yeah, that veterans, U.S. Vets it's called, is right down the street. I just walked past. That's it. And was those Mark guy a cop in the past? No, Mark Nimchik was never a cop. He was, and I guess technically still is, even though I shut him down. A con artist, a notorious scam artist. He made national news. If you look up the name Mark Nimchik, Mark Anthony Nimchik, and again my account's called Exposing Mark Nimchik, you'll find out all about him. In the past, when he made national news, starting in 2011, 2012, 2013, for the 9/11 truck scam, notorious fraud in which he pretended to be a Navy SEAL, used stolen valor, and also pretended to be a charity for 9/11 victims. And he was convicted of theft by deception, colloquially known as fraud or scamming, in 2013, sentenced in 2014, and then left New Jersey and arrived here in Vegas in 2015 or 2016, where he started up a new version of the scam, and where I identified and exposed and confronted him 1 year ago, April 23rd. Although I didn't know it at the time, but since then others had identified and confronted him to no avail. It's a very long story, and that's why I have so many videos up. And it's a very hard story to simplify. Why are the cops supposedly protecting him? The best case scenario is that they're embarrassed. They don't want it to be known that they allowed him to operate there on the Strip for so long. The Strip and Fremont Street for so long. They don't want it to be known that they knew who he was. They knew since at least 2021. Don Shipley, the Navy SEAL, says he kept tabs on him. I have to assume, even though he won't tell me, that he informed the authorities and others as soon as he came out here. But certainly they knew since 2021, when others confronted him and made a big fuss on the street. And most definitely they knew since April 28th, because I told them myself right after I identified him and confronted him on that same day. So that's the one reason you can say that they want to, they don't want, they're protecting him. You know, how would you feel as a tourist if you said, you know, hey, well, you knew about this note, and he's not just any scam artist. Like I said, he made national news, and he was operating every night virtually, either on the Strip or Fremont Street for 7 years. How does that make police look? I mean, the top cop, the Attorney General of New Jersey, for example, called him a parasite. The judge said, you know, when he convicted him, there's a need to deter this kind of behavior. But of course he wasn't deterred at all. He came right out here to Vegas, started up again, with shamelessly and with impunity. So there's that. I can only speculate that Nimchik was paying them money, and that's why they wouldn't want to do anything against him. And usually when I say that, people will say, well, that can't be, because how much money could he possibly have been making? I have an interview with a man named Nick Del Bene, who has been featured in many of my videos, but I haven't made this public. I have interviews with him, which date back to four days shy of a month. It took place over 2 days, April 13th, 14th, in which he says, for one thing, that average night was at least $100 a night that he was making. But it's not just the amount of money, it's the reliability of it. Potentially, if there was money changing hands between Nimchik and the police, it was a reliable source. He was a cash cow. And if police did shake him down, or if Nimchik, and again, this is speculation, I've uncovered many facts, and I've always dealt in facts. But since you ask, and it's the important question, why would police stick their neck out and cover for this monster? It could have been money. Las Vegas police, not to impugn all of them, are well known to be a very corrupt police department by comparison to others in this country. There's a lot of cash flowing around, and Nimchik tapped into it, so it's entirely possible. It's a good question, but there's no clear answer. Another thing that Nick Dilbene says, again, longtime bodyguard, I asked him point blank about something that Kendra Justice said, longtime girlfriend of Mike Nimchik, son of Mark Nimchik, and from others, where the Nimchiks claim to have had friends in the police. Whether this means that they were brainwashed to believe his lies, because obviously he was lying, pretending to be a veteran, pretending to be a Navy SEAL, pretending to be, if you've seen the videos, he's got the badges of FDNY, NYPD, Port Authority. It's entirely possible that he brainwashed police to believe all those lies, and they were just too dumb to check into him. Like a lot of people, regulars on Fremont Street, they simply didn't give it a second guess. People who knew him for years, they would just say, oh yeah, he's a war hero, he's a Vietnam veteran, he was a firefighter in 9/11, he was, again, a copy of the same old 9/11 truck scam. But I could go on and on about it. If there's no more really pressing questions, corruption does run deep, that's right. I will let you go and be on the lookout for this video that I'm going to be posting today, or from today. I hope to have it posted by tonight in some form. Probably just gonna download it here from the TikTok and then post it raw. So be on the lookout. It'll be on YouTube in its full version because TikTok obviously doesn't allow you to post long videos, and it's a very long video, but I'll post a 10-minute clip at least on TikTok. So goodbye for now.